Hey, how's it going in this video? Just to summarize things, I have covered a number of videos already. That would be three particular areas that I'm looking at right now. That would be legal framework, new technologies out there on the rising, I covered in my previous video, as well as autonomous aviation. Let's cover autonomous aviation and what that is in more detail. Autonomous aviation refers to use autonomous or semi-autonomous systems in the operation of aircraft. These systems are designed to perform various tasks without direct or human interactions with the perhaps there can be one operator overseeing five different autonomous aviation vehicles or aircrafts, right? So not necessarily indirect, but it could oversee things and supervise. Other ways to put it. If everything's okay, I guess instead of sitting behind the wheel in the aircraft, right? These systems are designed to perform their tasks without direct human intervention, including navigation, takeoff, landing, and even in flight decision making. Autonomous aviation has the potential to revolutionize the aviation industry in several ways. Let's take a look at some of those ways. If anything, you can understand myself, if I would be looking from a lens of how to operate business and making it cost effective. So reduction in cost of operating cost, right? So hiring people, so those people who need to sit behind the wheel, operate those aircrafts, whatever case might be, right? If anything, use cases can be even for making deliveries, right, from point A to point B. It could be perhaps programmable, so it could be done. It was done in the past, so someone tested, it works. So I don't know if it's anything perhaps new to some extent. It's not being done, so it's what's possible. So it's possible, but it's is it new? So I had this argument with another person, right? So if it's possible, yes. So it's been tested. It's possible, right? But no one's doing it right now. So that's the point that I'm trying to make. If it's no one's doing it, perhaps it's better to understand that person if it's new. So if the projects out there are doing it, why it's not being done? That's my question. And perhaps there would need to be more talented people who can accomplish this goal, and there would be possibility of outsourcing some of the things that's currently been done by the mailman, walking all those up, bringing all these letters, heavy letters, all the hills of here in UK could potentially be outsourced to some other technology, if anything. So the same person who was delivering it, perhaps he can see his screens if it's something that he's interested. As to do, or perhaps he can do some fishing, repairing of those drones, whatever the person might be interested in doing, instead of perhaps walking up those hills up and down, right? Unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs or drones. UAVs are perhaps the most well-known form of autonomous aviation. They are used for a wide range of applications, including surveillance, agriculture. So even yesterday, I was watching a video where, which is interesting. So it was not necessarily to youngest people out there. If I had to describe to older generation how to operate those, a lot of people would say it's very difficult. But yesterday I was watching video. It's not that difficult. A woman would have a screen, hold that screen in her hands and operate that drone, right? Drone would ask for particular commands, and she would be able to give commands to that drone how she would like that drone to fly, operate, and refill, recharge, all those things, right? So similar to, I don't know, if it's new, so for people who are interested, feel free to do your own research to understand how it's been done right now. It's interesting. So it's more opportunities out there, especially in the rough terrain, if anything. So depending on like what would be possible to do in the rough terrain if it comes to perhaps rice, right? Where you need to seed rice, perhaps though in the up hills, I guess. So it would be more of a challenging terrain, if anything. Why would it be? Why would people switch from what they're doing now using different technology. Perhaps if this new technology would be way better, people might be more inclined in actually switching. Otherwise, they might stick to what they do because of a price tag, perhaps. But either way, agriculture, photography, and package delivery. Drones can be operated remotely or programmed to follow predefined flight paths. So you would give drone commands to perhaps light the area, and drone will understand what needs to be done to some extent. I haven't tried doing it myself yet, but I find it interesting. Autonomous aircraft. Some companies and research organizations are working on developing fully autonomous passenger aircraft. I have taken a look at some of those projects up there. It's challenging. It's definitely challenging. I know of the company in the same city where my company is based, who have successfully have done it. So it's possible to do if this is what we're looking to accomplish. There are people who have done it. These autonomous planes will be capable of flying without a pilot, making it air travel potentially safer and more cost-efficient way of doing it. Plane that I'm talking about, I think there's a pilot there, but perhaps not needed. He's there to oversee everything, but perhaps plane can do everything itself. But I don't know, things are moving, changing very fast, especially in this industry, where there's a lot of finance. I have taken a look at different countries out there, and some of the projects up there that I have access to, right? So perhaps if you are interested, you can go on the search engine and type 10 best projects out there. If you are interested, because it's quite expensive, but you not necessarily need a license to do it to operate any of those. But either way, so there's a lot of opportunities there. Air traffic control. Autonomous aviation also involves the development of autonomous air traffic control systems. These systems can help manage the increased complexity of air traffic and improve safety by reducing the risk of human errors. Hopefully, outsourcing everything to technology for as long as. So I'm currently doing a lot of research about jamming systems and how that can potentially be very costly of the way how some of the companies developing systems how to manage drones. So not necessarily I'm doing my own risk because there's a lot of interesting people up there, if anything. So I'm taking everything, I guess, from both points of view. If Australian right now, some of those companies like Boeing is looking to set up a assembly factory, first assembly factory in Australia, right? Boeing, this is what they're doing right now of drones, the new type of drone, as well as some of Australia companies are building how we're gonna shoot those drones down, right? So at the same time, this is what they are doing. So I'm interested to understand both points of view, right? So if this, they're gonna build those and perhaps shoot another drones or the same drones or whatever they might be interested in. Why not? If it's their own drone. Cargo transport. Autonomous aviation is being explored for transportation of cargo, particularly in context of freight drones and cargo aircraft. These systems can be used to transport goods effectively and with reduced labor costs. I'm not entirely sure if it's perhaps it's possible depending on the size, perhaps it's, so there's a lot of applications there, I guess, but weight is an issue, right? So what kind of weight are we talking about? In tons, in hundreds of kilograms, in tons, and what kind of cargo, right? Challenges and consideration. I was trying to touch on those so people would, especially if you are serious, you need to consider everything, right? I was trying to touch on all of the challenges and considerations, but just to perhaps highlight some of those, it's a short video, so I don't know if I can cover everything in all the detail, but you need to do your own research to understand if you're actually interested into venturing into this industry. But either way, safety. Safety is a significant concern in autonomous aviation, as ensuring the safe operations of aircraft without a human intervention is a complex and critical challenge. Robust fail-safe systems and redundancy are crucial, especially if one project would go not necessarily as planned. That one project can affect the rest of the industry. So all the people out there who are interested, try your best not to affect the rest of the industry, if anything. Regulations. The development and deployment of autonomous aviation technologies are subject to strict regulations and oversight. Authorities need established rules and standards for safe operations. I have covered that in previous or one before that video. If you are interested, they are taking application forms perhaps for people who are interested, and you would need to be guided by local authorities how you might be interested in operating some of those services yourself if you're looking to offer those. Or perhaps if you're just interested in manufacturing drones and you might want to occasionally lift one of those drones in the air. Public acceptance, trust in autonomous aviation systems, especially in passenger aircraft, is essential. Public acceptance, pilot training, and gradual adoption are factors to consider. I guess when it comes to privacy and all kind of interesting people out there, I have seen some documentaries about people and the feedback that people are giving about. Some people might feel uncomfortable about drones and cameras and flying everything above the house, I guess. So there's some concerns there as well. If anything, technological advancements in technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, and sensor technology (IoTs) are critical for development of and or successful of autonomous aviation. So there's a lot of advancements, especially if anything. Recent work came out at the defense industry. Since they have a lot of resources and some of the interesting things that they're doing with regards to AI and some of those technologies there. Ethical and legal issues. Autonomous aviation raises ethical and legal questions, including liability in event of accidents and ethical considerations of life and death decisions made by autonomous systems. I don't know those, but perhaps it's worth considering those. And perhaps fail-safe systems and how you can build those. Aviation is one of the most highly monitored industries in the world that I know of, and it's to some extent one of the safest ones just because of how regulated those industries can be. But yeah, do your own research. Do your own research and try to understand how hard it can be. I know that sometimes they can send over 90 pages of documents to read in the first place. So if you are actually serious about it, it can be a challenge. People out there who are interested in starting your own enterprise, like starting your own business, I have published a book. In this book, I'm sharing basic principles of where to begin, what you would need to know when venturing into your first business. If it's something that you perhaps haven't done it before, it might be hard, I guess, and I'm trying to share all the concepts of bringing people up to speed of what will be required, and particularly achieving your first milestone. That will be from zero to first 10,000. So it's financial goal that you will look. Perhaps there's different ways how you can measure success. In this book, I'm focusing on finance and how you can achieve your first milestone, and in particular setting milestones, so you have something to try for and hopefully succeed. That's the idea behind this book. And if anything, I am sharing a lot of examples. So hopefully that if anything, save you some money. So it would be value of your time reading this book. You can find it in the description below as well as top details have it. The development of autonomous aviation is ongoing, and if any applications are constantly expanding. So even as we speak right now, since it's such a new thing, it's constantly moving. Things are constantly changing, right? It has the potential to increase efficiency, reduce cost, and improve safety in various aspects of aviation. But it also comes with significant challenges that we must address as the technology evolves. So there's a lot of potential as well as a lot of challenges. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.